Hey again and welcome to this highlight video. So as some people might know, I currently stream more often than uploading YouTube videos just because it is less time consuming for me. And especially in this stream, I talked a lot about certain champions. So what do I think about them? What would I like to see changed? Stuff like that. And I thought it would be nice to cut it together to one video so people on YouTube could see it as well. So enjoy the upcoming video. What do you think about the Sky nerfs? I feel like it's too much, it wasn't really needed. I feel like they kinda killed Sky with nerfing her. No, she's not getting more nerfs, but I think I haven't talked about her changes. I mean, I did a stream about it, but not everyone saw it probably. So in my opinion, the nerfs weren't needed. I mean, it's fine to nerf her heal. I think they nerfed her heal, but they also took away her invisibility, and I think this is something which kinda killed her. Like, taking it out of her smoke bomb is kinda bad. Yeah, she kinda used to be a terrible pick before in my opinion, but now she's kinda unplayable. I still don't know which is the best legendary for Zan, if it's this one or the DR one, where you have consistently 20% DR. Seems also kind of broken, even better in late game, since it's not affected by cauterize or anything else. And to be honest, I kinda hate playing against Azan. It's just, I don't know, he seems kind of OP, not really OP, but kind of. And I hate his knock up, his right click. I mean, it's not even called cripple or anything, but it stops every movement ability. And also ults, which is annoying. Also a good matchup against Mesa. So that's probably why she's struggling a lot. Ooh, okay. That was weird, did you see that? I activated my ult, I dropped to 60%, then I got feared and got back 100% of my ult. But I feel like there are so many bugs being in the game for so long, which they know about but haven't fixed. Kinda lazy, that's it. Now I feel like they're just lacking on resources. I feel like we need some cord. They're lacking on resources, even though they said they want to give up their pro league to get more resources. But I think it's, I don't know. I don't want to say they are trying, cause I feel like they're not. I also feel like they kind of focus on doing money, which kind of makes sense. They're a company and they need to make revenue, but they also should fix bugs and things people are annoyed about. And I feel like Ray is kind of a good counter against Azan. When you link to him and using this card, then he won't do as much damage to you, which is pretty good. And you also slow him obviously, which is also good. Deal damage. As Ray, her damage is pretty nice for support. In my opinion, I mean, you're joking about it could beat, or it's just, I don't know, making fun of the game, but in my opinion it actually could beat Overwatch if it's at its best, and if they fix their bugs, stuff like that, it definitely could beat Overwatch. Because in my opinion it's the better game. If they improve it and bring it to its best state, then in my opinion it's the better game. Like, the game idea is way better than Overwatch in my opinion. Having loadouts, legendaries, looks so much better than Overwatch. Having mounts, I like it way more that you have mounts and paladins. I like the item store. Even though Overwatch has better hitboxes, stuff like that is better for competitive play. I feel like for a casual game, paladins could definitely be the better game. Even competitively when they fix those things. I don't know if it was meant to be like that or if they fixed it since Batram couldn't break his wall with the ult. Oh really? I think it's definitely a bug. I feel like it's not really meant to work like that. Even though I think Lex ult also should destroy all deployables, and it's not working against Luna. So maybe it's intended to work like that. Does it work against his ult? Apparently it does not. That's also something. The game feels kinda inconsistent, which is kinda bad in my opinion. I mean, when my loader card says I should receive 20% less damage against enemies I'm linked to, and I'm linked to Azan and he's ulting me and I receive the full damage, I don't know. Yeah, and there's so many other issues being inconsistent. I mean, I probably could do a whole video about things being inconsistent in the game, but I don't know if it would be worth it. Oh, they changed it to 75%. That's actually good, I think, considering that it doesn't get countered by cauterize. 100% HP, I don't know, would have been too much. Even though you probably use your ult anyway when your link target is below 30% or at 30%, and then they still get healed to full HP. I mean, I don't know if it would be too bad when they would make it effectable by cauterize, but as I said, you probably would use your ult when your link target is below 30%, and then they still get healed to full HP. I hate Ray. Why do you hate Ray? She grows and ugly and her targeting makes me very mad, not to mention I don't like RNG heals. I want to control who I'm meaning. Okay, I understand that point. About RNG healing. I also feel like it's hard to tell who you're gonna heal. Like, I don't know if you were in the stream when I played Ray, but I wanted to heal the Vivian, and Vivian was kinda close to my tank. I healed my tank being full HP, and the heal just bounced between me and my tank, and Vivian being 1 HP didn't receive any heal. And her targeting, yeah, her targeting feels kind of weird sometimes. Especially her I don't know how is it, blink, her link thingy. But I enjoy her damage. I enjoy that she's giving ultimate charge. I enjoy that she can offer damage reduction for herself and her ally. Wanna quickly link to an ally to save them with your ult? No, you re-link to the person you were already linked to, breaking the link and ulting yourself. That's true. That's also something I don't like about it. Sometimes I just want to link to a different ally and I just break my link.
Capture point spawning in
it should be, I don't know, reworked a little bit. It would also be nice if you would have something similar to Corvus Mark and you could see who you're linked to. Because sometimes I just see my beam, but I don't know who I'm linked to when I turn around or something like that. And I wish it would be possible to add something that you could see who you're linked to. It's so laggy, I don't even hear the kill. Oh, he's flying. And one thing for combat medic tip, try to hit the ground if you don't hit your shots, because then you will hit multiple allies at once, and it's easier to hit your shots when shooting on the ground. You don't have to hit them directly then, and they will get healed for the full amount of HP, so to say. Because there's no fall off such as dealing damage when shooting on the ground, if you know what I mean. You will heal for the full amount. I wish my Azan would stay a little bit long on the point that we would actually get the catch-up progress. I mean, I'm not mad at him, but if you play ranked, then you don't want to give up any capture progress, and you want to make sure that you always capture, even though he's trying to make space, which is good. But if we lose like 10% capture progress just because he's pushing up early, and the enemy team comes back and touches the point, then there's no value in it. Like, there's no value in pushing up and making space. I mean, it's not about gaming, balanced gaming experience. I feel like they also had like the better matchup against us. They had Fusey Joggers, they had Andrew, they had, I don't know what kind of Cassie, Exaction Cassie. We had Hunting Party Tara, so she probably didn't have any damage reduction. Okay, she had a lot of heal on her Hunter's Mark, but they still had the better matchup. So it's not really about having balanced teams or whatever. I mean, we had Azan, okay, but they had a better matchup. And Dumba, did he play here? He did. So they could have just dived. They could have just dove us really easily. Like me, especially me, the Angel, the Drogos. I can't do anything against them if they're flying above me. Cassie could have dove me. They could have burst Tellus easily. What? No way! I actually walked into his hammer or whatever it is. Do you think Spirit's Domain is better than the Totem Talent? I think it kinda depends on the map. I mean, I really enjoyed playing Spirit's Domain back then when it used to heal 900 and everyone underestimated it and thought it would be bad. Even though back then it kinda was broken in my opinion. I think it's just harder to make the Totem one work without having a good team. Because people just walk out of your Totem, people walk out of your God when playing Dumba. So they don't really pay attention to your Totems. I think on Jaguar Falls it's pretty good to play the Totem one, or on close-up maps in general. Could also work on Bright Marsh. I once played against a stacked up team playing Totemic Ward, like the old Totemic Ward, on Timbermill, when it used to give you CC immunity, and we couldn't do anything against that team. So apparently it also works on maps like Timbermill. But in my opinion, as a solo support, just wanting to heal your team without your team needing to pay attention to you, or not relying on your team, I think Spirit's Domain is better. And I think the thing being a little bit better for Spirit's Domain is that you mainly can use your totems for yourself and not for your team. For Totemic Ward, I mean, it is pretty good that your cooldowns run simultaneously now, but I think for having a little bit better sustain, it's just good to play Spirit's Domain, because then you mainly want to use the totems for yourself if possible, or you don't have to use it for your team. Yeah, same. I also wish they would buff it a little bit more. I mean, now it feels kind of okay, but I feel like I always get lucky when hitting my team. Like, it is like it used to be before. It's okay when you heal them out of combat, but I feel like if you heal them in combat, it's a little bit too hard to actually sustain your team. And I really hope they would, I don't know, patch it out that you stay in combat when actually using your weapon to heal. This is also what I hate. I mean, in my opinion, Combat Medic Pip is the most fun legendary in the game, but I hate that you stay in combat. Oh, I thought I would have my movement ability. Unfortunate. I hate that you stay in combat when healing, because on other supports such as, I don't know, Grover, Dumba, Genos, whatever, you can use your heal ability and you actually are not in the combat, so you can heal out of combat, so you don't really need an ability to heal yourself. But for Grog and Pip, like Spirit's Domain Grog and Combat Medic Pip, you actually need an extra ability to keep you healed, because you always use your left click to keep your team healed. So you always stay in combat and can't heal out of combat, so you're always low HP. But I feel like on Combat Medic it's still a little bit different than on Spirit's Domain, since you can add, I think it's Gift Giver into your loadout, that if you use your potion on your teammates you can receive a little bit of heal. Which is a little bit better than using the totems on your teammates and not receiving any heals. Healing, yeah, definitely. Healing needs some utility in my opinion. I don't know, maybe a little bit of movement speed on her right click. She also needs quality of life change, that you get cooldown reduction when missing your right click, such as Dumba. Grok, I don't know. I really wish that there would be something like damage Grok but for heals. But I guess we have it due to Ray. And I hope for IO they would bring back into the game the lunar captures, but just as a, or with slower percentage, not as a real player, like, I don't know, maybe speed of 30% or something. So you still can put Luna on point, she captures, but you need longer to actually capture. I also feel like, I mean, Core is not in a bad spot, and they shouldn't buff him too much, otherwise he's first pick, first ban again. But I feel like Leviathan, I mean, I always play Leviathan, but only for the extra HP. But in general, I feel like Leviathan is not really worth it. What's your favorite champion though? I don't really have one single favorite, but if I had to pick, probably Fura. Oh yeah, Fura is a lot of fun though. What do you think about the Solar Blessing changes? Do you like them, or did you like the old, I don't know, the old version of Solar Blessing a little bit more? I was never a big Solar Blessing user, so I'm not sure. I think it's probably better now, because before teammates would miss the beams. What do I think? Well, it's kinda same. I don't like playing Solar Blessing because I feel like you have to sacrifice a lot of self-sustain. Usually Fura has a lot of self-sustain, which is pretty good. You wouldn't use your beam to defend yourself now with Solar Blessing. You have limited range on your RMB, which makes it way harder for you to keep your team or your DPS popped off, because you tend to overextend because you kind of want to get in range to use your right click. So I kind of agree, I didn't use Solar Blessing that often before, but I feel like now it's a little bit better maybe, because you can stop it and also use it for damage, and like sending it at the enemy team to deal some damage. And in the past the beam wouldn't have stopped, but now it's a little bit harder for Fura to, or you have to pay more attention to it to make it work, because you actually have to stop it, if it makes sense. Even though he's not oh, okay. I see. Winnable. Seems winnable. To be honest, I really hate playing against him. It's so rough to kill him. I feel like Ray is the only support where I feel comfortable enough to play against Azan, or actually kinda choose a 1v1, so not running away when he's coming to fight. But even with Dumba, I'm kinda afraid to fight him, because I played against so many Azans, stunning them for like, I don't know, 10 times in a row, ulting them, and they still survive or get out. Like, still kill me or survive and get out. So, I don't know, it's really frustrating as a support to play against him. And I feel like against other tanks you have it easier to do something against them. You actually can do something against other tanks. Like taking Khan. Khan is a really strong off tank, and Khan has really good advantage in most 1v1s, but you still are able to kill Khan as Dumba or, I don't know, someone else. Genos is in general bad at I don't know, example, but like Dumba is usually pretty good support to 1v1 other champions, but even Dumba is struggling against Azan, and I don't know, it's just, I feel like even tanks or DPS are struggling against him, which seems really annoying. You played him a bit in the beginning. I love his abilities, with him as not that much fun. I feel the same. I feel like his fire rate is kinda slow, and I don't like slow fire rates. He's very good tanky flank. That's true. Like, look at him. Okay. Look at this. He's even messing up his movement ability and still gets out because of his ult. What is that? He's going in 1v5. Everyone from our team was dead and just respawning, and he's still fighting against them and getting out. Oh, that's kind of funny. She dashed in the water.